going on, everyone? It's episode 91, recorded on Sunday, January 30th, 2022. I'm John, and hey, Drew.
Heyo.
A teacher is teaching her class and sees that Drew isn't paying attention. So she asks him, if there are 3 ducks sitting on a fence and you shoot one, how many are left? Drew says none. The teacher asks why. Drew says because the shot scared them all off. The teacher says, no, there are 2 left, but I like how you're thinking. Then Drew asks the teacher, you see 3 women walking out of an ice cream parlor. One is licking her ice cream, one is sucking her ice cream, and one is biting her ice cream. Which one is married? And the teacher responds, the one sucking her ice cream. Drew says, no, the one with the wedding ring, but I like how you're thinking.
Set on another day, and now it's time to grab a cold one and enjoy the Dads After Dark show with your hosts Drew and John.
We are back for another episode. John, I miss you. What's been going on?
What a fun intro we've had so far.
Oh boy,
Drew, nothing but football, man. The games last week, the games this week, so good.
Nerve-wracking. I learned I shouldn't be betting anymore because I feel like it's not going well.
All your monies is gone.
That's it. All the money that I won, I was building up all my winnings all season long, and then the playoffs just fucked me over.
Oh my gosh, it really has been a lot of upsets if you think about it. The Bengals, beating the Titans was a big upset, and then nobody gave them a chance against the Chiefs. Wow,
no, I didn't think
what
so.
A game.
I mean, I wanted the Bengals to win, but you can't bet with your heart. You gotta bet with your mind.
How many points did you have to give with the Chiefs?
It was 7. I bought a half a point, so I had 6.5. Well, then once they even went to overtime, I said, it doesn't matter. I'm fucked.
You're done.
I'm done.
Ooh, that was so satisfying.
A lot of snow up here in New England. I think we ended up recording like 22 inches or so.
Wow. So
it's been a fucking doozy outside lately, moving that shit around. My daughter played outside for 4 hours today. God bless her. We played for like an hour and a half this morning. Then she went over to the friend's house for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. And it was brutal.
See, my kids used to like to play in the snow, but then they get really cold. I can't imagine my kid playing for 4 hours in the snow. I know.
It was like 14 degrees out today. Real feel was like 1. So it was cold.
It was a degree.
It was 1 degree.
Wow.
I got to talk to you because over the last couple of days, I've been listening to your retro mini episodes.
Oh, and yeah.
I went on a fucking roller coaster of an experience. Let me just say that if you have not listened to John's part 1 and part 2 of Retro Collection, I think you called it. I did not
gaming
know that you were living a real life soap opera with like,
I tell you,
like the black market / mob. Some might call it a mafia, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like unbelievable from the start of people pulling out of Wayne's World from like their jacket pocket, like, hey, you looking for the good stuff? I got it here. To the drama of social media, to pulling up video surveillance on stealing a Jetson's fucking manual, getting kicked out of groups, and it was like I was like nervous. I was like, this is like an underground like mob thing going on here.
It really is, and it's years of. I mean, it wasn't always all drama or anything, but it's a lot. It was a lot. I mean, like almost 10 years of it.
Scamming old ladies and like everything.
Yeah, I will never forget. There was a lady who was selling brand new sealed. This is so weird. Sealed Superstar Saga games, like GBA, right? Superstar Saga, the first Mario and Luigi game.
Mm-hmm.
And she was selling them on Craigslist, and someone I knew had gotten one. And then like a week later, she was back on Craigslist selling another one, selling another one, selling another one. And then she had these like brand new GBA 101s. And it was just the weirdest thing. It's like, where is this lady getting them? It was so bizarre. And eventually I was able to score one of the Superstar Saga ones. And I remember asking her, do you have any GBAs? Because I really wanted a GBA. And she said no. And I was just like, come on, she's got a GBA. What's going on here? Yeah, that stuff gets real sketchy, man.
Well,
real sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I wasn't a big Craigslist guy, but once or twice, yeah, you go to some random person's house to pick it up, and I had the same experience. The guy invites you in, you go down to the basement. I'm like, I might just never, come out of this.
I've had that. Yep, and it's like, what's the reward here? Risk versus reward. Like
yeah, exactly.
Like this is a little risky, but they've got this console that would be a real steal of a deal. Definitely went through all that.
Imagine nowadays. Your kids, give them like 3 to 5 more years. They have their license. Like, hey, Dad, I'm meeting this stranger at their house to pick up a game.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, no, you're fucking not.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, I'll come with you.
Right.
But I mean, we've all been there. We all just like driven to random people's and met them up, and it's like,
yeah.
Oh
yeah. No, you got to do it. I definitely had a couple instances, and I've been like ripped off twice, but I think I've only been ripped off once in person.
Is that the one with the stickers?
The one with the stickers, yeah, that I peeled off.
The labels.
Yeah.
I will say though, I gotta be honest, John, you did it was good. You did a great job. It was quite the storytelling. You definitely I could tell you had like an outline laid out. You had a nice little flow from the beginning as it progressed, and it was fun listening.
Yeah. No, it was good to relay the stories, and I was kind of going through thinking about like stories I could tell because I knew I had so many, and it was actually really fun to kind of think and go, oh yeah, I was going through like some of my old deals and stuff. I was like, wow, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was a good time. Yeah.
Kept it
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did. I honestly, I'm not going to lie. I have like 15 minutes left. I was listening on the way home today. I didn't finish it, but I need to finish. I'll finish it tomorrow morning.
I die in the end. It's tragic.
Your video game collection burns down.
Yeah. You got to hear it, but I totally die.
Well, I don't know. You said there was going to be a part 3.
There will be a part 3. Yeah. I'm going to talk about the Denver Switch Mob, which was a spin-off group of the Denver Retro Gamers that was dedicated to Switch. And that has been a hoot of a good time.
I think like the amount of great drama, I might just join the groups to listen in. Maybe I'll, instigate some.
Oh, yeah. The Switch Mob was, I think, my favorite Facebook group until about 2 years ago when the pandemic hit. And like we haven't been able to do the in-person stuff. And so the last couple of years we haven't been able to get in person and play multiplayer and online. I really want to do it so bad too. But yeah, that's my favorite group. So I'll be talking about that for the third part, probably the last part.
Nice. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. So how about you? So I know you've been digging out of the snow, and I've got some wheeling and dealing going on this week that I can't really talk about, but I think we have some stuff to get to. But first, you want to tell us about something?
Yes, it's that time of the year. It's Valentine's Day. Love is in the air. What better way for a little manscaping? So I'm going to leave you with this. Pussies are red. Balls are sometimes blue. So let's get manscaping and fucking strew. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than a nice manscaped vagina or ball sack on Valentine's Day. I mean, I recommend it. And, you could do that with a nice 20% off and free shipping if you use the code NINDADS, NINDADS. No brainer, John. Are you a Valentine's guy, you and the wife, or you guys are kind of beyond that now?
We usually do something. We actually would take the kids with us and just go out to eat on Valentine's Day. So not like a date thing, but I don't know what we're really going to do this year. But I was thinking, it's so easy to forget, that last minute gift. You can't remember. Oh, you forgot. You didn't get a card, and it's Valentine's morning. And what are you going to get your wife? And it's like, you could just shave. That might be the greatest gift of all. What a surprise for Valentine's Day. Yeah. Maybe you can shave a little heart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you would do if you could shave? If you had like a clean slate, like a nice giant bush on a vagina,
right?
And it was a clean slate, and they said you have to artistically carve / shave something, what would it be? Would it be hard? Would you try to be a little bit creative?
Well, wait, now hold on. Is it my vagina? Like, I'm a little confused here.
No, let's say a random woman's vagina,
Okay.
and it's like a contest of who could shave the best something. What would you shave?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, right? Like the classic is the landing strip.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything that I'm just like, whoa, that's like hot.
Mm.
I don't know. What would you do?
I don't know. I mean, I want to just go towards like a penis, but I don't know. I mean, like, what is the play there? You're right.
Wait,
I don't know.
you mean she would shave a penis?
Like, I would shave the shape of a penis out of her pubic hair.
That's so meta.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe a Goomba?
What if you shaved a vagina on your penis? And then, like, connect
Maybe?
them? I don't know. What if
I don't know where we're going
shave
with this.
an NES cartridge? How about that? That would be pretty hot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
You gotta
like
blow with it
squared
first.
off. Yeah. Squared off, and maybe like, like the part of the cartridge where it goes horizontally, just like leave the hair a little bit longer, kind of get some
Okay.
texture.
Yeah. I like
Is this
that.
really the best content that we have though?
No. I don't know how we got here.
I don't know how
be
we got
honest.
here, but we have to talk about Manscaped. So
We do.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. I mean, and there's only one product to use to do this, right? So that's it.
That's it.
Nimdads. NINDADS. Use it.
The Bounty Board.
we have been having our $20 eShop cash prize for January. Feels like years ago we started this.
I know, huh?
As you're listening, this is the last day, the last 3 hours of the contest, depending on how Apple does its time. But your review has to have a timestamp in January. That's how we tell what month it is. Whatever you did, it has to be in January. So this is your last chance. If you have been waiting all month to do this, if you're listening to this, if you're really an after dark person, this is the time to do your review for $20. We're going to do this contest every single month, but it's going to be $10. So this is your chance at 20.
This is the magic.
Leave a review on Podchaser or Apple. You can check our Twitter account for the links. And if you leave a review for the month of January, we're going to do a lotto. I'm probably going to do it on February 3rd, just to make sure. Apple reviews come in a little late, so I want to make sure that everyone who left a review gets a chance. But probably around noon on February 3rd, I am going to do the lotto, and we're going to award that $20. So if you want it, leave a review right now. We've been getting tons of reviews. Thank you so much. It's been great.
Yes, I agree. Some great ones too. Not just like, oh yeah, I like this show. Nah, you guys are fucking awesome. You guys really put some heart into it. Put some good analogies in there. You kind of express what you like about it with the contest. I think someone did a nice Prince of Bel-Air reference or something. I don't even know.
Oh, was there? I missed it. Okay.
You must have missed that one.
I have to look at that. I might have slipped me by. Yeah,
so
those have been good. The bounties themselves. Whoa, we got two of them. Two of them. Let's hear it.
Bounty completed.
Texas Trey over here did the impossible, John. I don't know how he fucking did it, but he did 3 M&Ms on top of each other, stacked with the middle finger that I requested for a nice $5 bounty. I tried this, like I talked about, and this should have been more than $5. I'm going to be honest. This was harder than we gave people credit for. And touche to Trey. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Yeah. Pretty incredible. Good. And we had an informant do it too.
He did.
But he came in just a little bit late.
Couple hours, right?
I don't know if it was a couple hours, but it was soon after. Yeah, it was a little bit late on that one. But that was a good one. And then we got our first shiny in Pokemon Arceus, none other than Jesse Waldak.
Wouldn't expect anything less.
It turns out too, the shinies are maybe not as rare. They're definitely not as rare as some of the other games. There's been a bunch of them. So I'm not sure if the odds have changed or people are just getting lucky. I think my friend Dylan's brother has 4 already. So I don't know. But yeah, so we did get our shiny, so that contest is over. So we only have one bounty left. And this is the Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. Beat the game with King Knight. Full run for $10. This one could be up for a while. I wasn't sure if somebody had already done it. This one could be up a while. So
I don't think
we'll
there's
let
many
it sit
people
there.
playing this game, John, to be honest.
I think a lot of people play the game, but a lot of people stop playing the game.
Well, I mean, this is an incentive if you already own it.
Yeah, it's a great game. If you have it, this is a great incentive to get back into it. I've been wanting to try it myself. I wouldn't claim the prize, but I wanted to try to just do it with King Knight and see. So we're gonna keep this one up for a while. You know what? It's okay. It's okay when a bounty's really hard. That's kind of the point. So this one's gonna stay around. We'll see. Maybe come summer, we'll see what's happening.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, John. We might just have to put unclaimed and just close it.
But let's give it a lot of time. Let's see what happens. In the meantime, we've got Monthly Mayhem going on. Drew, why don't you tell us about this one?
Monthly Mayhem, as you know, Mario Kart 64 and NSO expansion pass. John, there's two words that describe how we feel about this right now. We suck. We realize that me and you are not good at Mario Kart 64.
Are you out?
I'm out.
Oh, you're out. You lost. Oh, I didn't see.
Oh my God, I got destroyed. I didn't win 1 point.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
I remember. Yeah. I got it.
I even practiced. I'm not going to lie. I practiced the courses. I knew we were playing which courses. Everybody knew. I practiced. I felt great. I was playing a 150cc against the computer. I was coming in first place, dominating. And then I don't know what happened.
Dun.
Got my ass kicked.
And you got stuck on Bowser's Castle too, just like we did.
Yeah, we never finished. We played it 3 or 4 times and neither one of us finished in the top 4. So we just said, we're done.
So why is that level so hard? Because as a kid, I don't remember having a lot of trouble with it. Is it just that you need practice? What is it?
Stupid womps that are going back and forth. Or
they don't even look like. No, they don't. I don't know if they're thwomps.
Because they're weird. They don't have the spikes.
It's hard. Well, it's hard to tell if it's old or what. But I think the thwomps look like thwomps in Mario World.
Well, I need to understand because
I don't understand either. I don't think they're thwomps.
Thwomps are the ones that go up and down, though, right? The spikes on them. A womp is like the big slab of concrete guy that kind of walks with the arms and feet.
Okay, I when you said, well, no, because womp.
I think it's a thwomp.
Oh, I'm seeing it now. I think yes, it is a womp.
No, it's a thwomp.
Yeah. No, a thwomp has the spikes.
That's what I think it is.
No, it's not. It's a womp.
The womps have legs and feet, though. They walk around.
No, because I think they just evolved.
I don't think it's either.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. I didn't see.
I'm looking at a article. Womp's Fortress, arguably even more simple stage of a bomb, but it does have an obtuse. I mean, it's the blue guy. It's a womp.
Yeah, they're calling that a womp.
It's a womp.
They really evolved then.
Yeah. They're really quick and they'll go back, up, down every time that thing would hit me. And
the problem with the lava, you fall in the lava, it takes forever to get back on the track. And then the toad drops you, and then it's like you get Bowser that flies by you and hits you into the lava again.
Right.
And it's hard to catch up in that game, you know?
Yeah. Hambone Johnny and I think we had to do it like 5 times.
Yeah, we didn't finish it.
It was, and you didn't even finish it, which is just
no, we did. Well, it didn't matter if I came in first and Trey came in last. I still wouldn't have won.
Right. Yeah. So you were just like, forget it.
You said, "Yep, it's done. You win."
I think mathematically, I was also eliminated too, but I wasn't quite sure of the score, and I wasn't sure, like, if I could do it. And Hambone took last place, which was certainly possible, although not really. I was like, maybe I can still win this one. So we kept going, but we were having fun. We're just chatting football and whatever anyway. So we just kept going.
So anyways, there's one more match left. Then we go to the final 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the final 4 is battle mode. Again, this is contingent on a good connection with 4 people trying to play at the same time.
Should be good.
If it wouldn't work, if not, then we'll have to go to head to head. But let's hope it does. I want to hear about it.
I'm really curious to see who the best at Mario Kart 64 is. I really have no sense.
Yeah.
You know, we
we'll
didn't
find
do
out.
we didn't do like a regular season or anything like that. We did time trials, but everybody's playing the time trial I don't know who
Yeah, but
like
so
spent
far the
all week
time
doing it.
trials are being accurate. Every higher seed has won.
I guess so. Yeah,
So
maybe.
the better player has been winning.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been fun.
It is fun. It's great.
Yeah, and I hope we play a little bit more NSO even after this mayhem. I don't know what's next, but I hope we keep going.
We'll figure something out.
We'll do it.
And then everyone, just so reminder, everyone that partook in the Mario Kart mayhem will be eligible for the random drawing.
Sweet. That's our only chance to get some money.
So there's only 9 people, right? One of them's going to win.
Right.
So that's 8. Counting us, if you count us.
We count.
We count.
We
Not
have
in the
20
bounties, though.
We don't do the bounties, but no,
We don't do
we've
bounties.
always been in the monthly mayhems. Although sometimes you or I will like stay out of one for other reasons. But this is all fair. You and I suck at Mario Kart 64, so we're in on the lotto.
That's true.
But that's been fun.
Alrighty.
So let's talk about what we've been playing.
What we've been playing.
All right, Drew, we did a little bit of what we've been playing last week on our little mini-sode.
We did.
I'll start us off here with a little update. I have gotten as far into Breath of the Wild as I wanted to. I got the 4th Divine Beast. I think I got all 4 of them over the course of the week. I did all 4 Divine Beasts. I got the Master Sword. I can go and fight Ganon, although the hardest part really is just getting to the castle and avoiding the Guardians. I have no inclination to do it right now. I have a ton of side quests. I have all of those outfits that were in the season pass that I'm really excited to go get. So I have a ton of like side stuff I want to do. I did unlock the whole map. I feel like I'm at a point where I've done the whole main quest. There's no point in doing the Ganon thing because you can't save it after anyway.
You did. You've done it.
Yeah, so now I'm going to kind of duck in, do a quest, and try to do it all. So I'm at a really good point with that. And similarly in Valhalla, I am 52 hours in now.
Oh my goodness.
This game never freaking ends. This is a game I really did enjoy for the first 5 to 10 hours. And the longer it goes, the more I do not like it anymore. And I'll tell you why. Because when you do a big open world style game, there is a huge challenge to how do you make everything feel unique, but then do it over the course of 40, 50 hours. And Valhalla solved this problem, I'm guessing, by having a whole bunch of completely different storylines, none of them having anything to do with one another. It's almost like Octopath Traveler. All of these storylines have nothing to do with each other. They're just Eivor, who's your main character, interacting with this part of England. And then she goes to another area of England and another area of England. And she solves problems and whatever to get there, to basically become allies with them. Mm-hmm. Every story is completely separate. There's no tie-ins at all. And that's the way they broke this game up. They probably literally had a writer write each scenario separately.
Yeah.
So they can have all of this content done with a team of like 10 writers. It's like none of it ties in. It's totally random. I honestly, at this point, have no idea what the goal of this game is. When you play Breath of the Wild, you know it's to defeat Ganon. From the first moment, you have to defeat Ganon. In this game, I don't know what the point is. I seem to be trying to get alliances in England. I don't know the point. So it's in that weird time frame where I'm hating it, but I'm trying to play it more so I can finish it.
Don't you hate that? You get in that loop of like, I know I've been there. I've done it. I'm kind of in that loop right now, and I'll mention it. But there's nothing better than playing a game that you love that you don't want to end.
True. Yeah, that's a better problem to have. But yeah, I was even playing it right before we started recording tonight. I'm just trying to get it done. The nice part has been that you can do one of those story arcs. Like I'll try to sit down and do the entire story arc and then save it. And that's my play session. So it's helped to break it up a little bit. But yeah, I don't know where it's going. I don't know when it's going to end. But I'm just going to keep going now. Hopefully by our next episode, it'll be done. But I will say the biggest difference between those two, and I tweeted this, is that the more I play Breath of the Wild, the more I love it. And the more I play Valhalla, the more I hate it. So that's what those two are going. I played some Monster Hunter Rise this week. I played... They had released some new content last weekend, and then they released some new content in the last couple days. And I could not get past this one battle. I think it's I always forget the name, but it's like the Ibushi Narwa fight. It's 2 dragons you have to beat consecutively. The first fight is really dead easy. I could not beat the Narwa with a bunch of randos. So I enlisted my friend Dylan, who enlisted his friend's help. And we just had the worst luck. Drew, I'm telling you, we were doing so great. We were getting pretty late into that fight. And Dylan goes, and we were all on voice chat. And Dylan says, "Hey guys, I think we can do this without any feints." And we all said, like, "Dude, you're jinxing us." I shit you not. Within 60 seconds, all of us died. Within 60 seconds. And we had a bonus feint. Like we had like an insurance. So we could actually feint 4 times. Well, 4 times and you're done. Usually it's 3 times and you're done. Yeah. And 4 times in a minute, we were all dead. It was
no way. So
and then we tried. Yeah, I think we tried a couple more times and we couldn't even get close to where we had gotten to before. And then today I tried to do it solo because it's not as fun, but I was like, maybe I'll have better luck doing it solo. Didn't. And then I tried with randos and they were all terrible. And then finally, some like magical group, we just destroyed the guy. 11 minutes, no feints. Yeah, we just had a lot of luck and whatever, something where maybe there was a time I thought I was going to feint and I didn't. And so we took care of that. So I'm all caught up on Monster Hunter. And then Gorogoa, which I did a 30-second review of. And then Jesse had also played too. He reviewed it on his solo show. Had a lot of fun with that. That's a Game Pass game. Just a couple hours, but I played it completely. Me and my wife played it. And then for about 75% of the time, my kids were in the room with us until we got a little stuck on one of the puzzles. And then they kind of left out of boredom.
I gotta say, because... you made fun of me for playing shitty games. That game was fucking terrible. Like, miserable.
I understand why you would think that, because when it does not look great. It's and it was, I reviewed it, but it was like, this is not a very engaging review.
You didn't even like it in your review, I feel like.
No, I actually did enjoy it.
You gave it a good score, but I bet like you said, it was hard to describe it with excitement or anything.
Because it's a puzzle game, but I thought it was incredibly creative. The whole time I played that game, I was like, man, I can't imagine developing a game like this. Like the way the tiles would merge and then separate. I was like, wow, I don't know how you'd make that. And then that's when I wrote Jesse and said, Jesse, you got to see this game. Like, you could give me 100 years and I don't know if I could program it. And then he played through it. So, I thought it was pretty good. And I love that it was short. You know right away what you have to do. You have to get these 5 fruits. And I'm thinking like, oh yeah, if I get these 5 fruits and then they tell me there's something else that I have to do, I'm going to get mad. But no, you get the 5 fruits and then you're done. It's like, okay, thank you. No, I had a good time with that one. It's one of those Game Pass games you play where you never would have bought it, but you had a chance to play it because it was free. It was like, I can just play this and I don't have to buy it or anything. And if I don't like it, I can put it down.
Wasn't free.
Free-ish.
Nope, wasn't free.
And then final game, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Pokemon.
I picked this one up on Friday on launch day. I wasn't sure if I was going to play it because I was really burning out on Breath of the Wild and Valhalla. And it's like, do I want another big, quote unquote, open worldy game? But I gave it a shot. And I have to say, I am enjoying it a lot. I've played through maybe 5 Pokemon games. And the formula does get old. There's a certain what I call comfort food to it, where it's going to be repetitive and you're going to go through and you're going to challenge a bunch of trainers. There's a comfort food to Pokemon, but it does get repetitive. And this game really changes the formula, and it's very quick and efficient, and has that Breath of the Wild feel where they just sort of let you go. And I'm telling you, it feels so good when you're just in the wild, you're walking around the hills, you see a Pokemon, and you kind of sneak a little bit in the grass, and you sort of aim at them, and you throw the ball, and the ball just has like a one bounce and then a click, so it's not as long. And it's like, got it. And then like the screen doesn't change. There's not 5 dialogues or whatever. It's just like you got it and you move on. It just comes into your inventory.
There's no fighting when you're for catching.
There's fighting and catching. So it's almost like a perfect merger of Pokemon Go and Pokemon. If you see a Pokemon in the wild, you can throw a ball right at them.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can battle them and weaken them and then throw the ball. So you kind of have the option. Or you can just fight them and beat them and it'll level up your guys.
Gotcha.
So you have all these options. And then when you catch a Pokemon and it gets in your Pokedex, like that's really not it in this game. There's different challenges and stuff for them. Maybe you want to see a certain move that they do. You're really kind of charting what they do. And I'm not very far in the game yet. I've been occupied by Valhalla and all that. But yeah, it has that Breath of the Wild feel where it's like, oh, thank you for letting go of my hand. Now, there was a part, right? When I became a 1-star, and there is like this sequence of dialogue. So I won't say what happens, but after you fight that first alpha Pokemon, there is a sequence where it is just dialogue, handhold for like 20 minutes. And that was driving me crazy because it was unfortunate. It was like, this whole game has been really nice. You're just letting me go. I'm not far in the game, but you've been letting me go. And then like they held on really tight for just too long. But I'm hoping as the game finishes all its tutorializing and all that stuff, that they'll just let me go for a longer period of time. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And I got to say, the game is beautiful. I mean, this game got some grief, still does get some grief for its graphics. Oh, look at these graphics. It looks like PS2 graphics and all that. And yeah, it doesn't have incredible graphics. And if you compare it to Breath of the Wild, which it kind of stylistically looks like, Breath of the Wild looks a lot better. But man, like it's almost like watercolor. There's a certain art style to it, a flatter art style, very vibrant. And sometimes when you're walking and you get the sky in the picture and stuff and like a sunset, it's a really pretty game. So it's definitely not a game where when you play it, you're like, ew, this is gross. Like I like Pine, right? Like you play Pine and you're like,
don't you fuck on Pine.
I'm bringing in Pine. Like, this is gross. I don't want to play this. It's so ugly. It's distracting me. This game is not like that at all. It's a very pretty game. It's Pokemon. It doesn't feel bad or gross at all. In fact, there's some moments where I'm like, wow, look how pretty, because they'll have the flowers and the hills and the sky. Totally don't avoid this game because it looks like it looks like ass. It looks fine. It's so, maybe in the future they'll make a version that's really snazzy looking, but I've really enjoyed it so far, but there's a long way to go. So I hope to have more of a review on our next episode, but that's what I've been playing.
Interesting. Well, I went on a retro run over the last week, as well as a community play session run. So let me talk about a little bit really quick. I'm not going to talk about the games, because you guys all know the games, but I fucking love our community, John. It's been so great. There's so much shit going on right now with, and again, this is, anybody can get in on this for $1 a month, or if you subscribe to Nintendo Dads through Twitch, right? Or I believe it's free. You get in for free. You don't have to pay the $1. Anyways, I've been playing in an ice hockey league. I played ice hockey the other night against somebody. I played in Tecmo Bowl the other night against Chris. I played the Mario Kart 64. And last night, myself, Hambone Johnny, and Bob Cousy just sat around for about two hours, maybe a little bit longer, and had some beers and played some Mario Golf. It was fantastic. It's just such a fun time. It was absolute blast. We Hambone, again, put us all to shame with his Mario Golf skills, but we had an absolute blast and all of that. The other night, I was playing something. I made it to a save point. I can't remember what it was, and I still had the Switch on. And the kids said, "Well, it was almost bedtime," so the wife said, "We have 15 minutes." I said, "Oh," and the kids wanted me to play a game. So I was like, "What can I play in 15 minutes?" I said, "How about I play a Super Mario, the original game?" And John, when I say I had the best Super Mario game of my life, it was fucking flawless. I wasn't trying to do a speed run or anything, but I was going to try to beat the game in the 15 minutes I had. Not only did I not die, I didn't get hit once. I got my mushroom, I got my fire flower, and I never got hit once. I beat the entire fucking game, beat Bowser. I had 7 lives, and I dominated it. Just dominated.
Huh.
Just one of those spur of the moment. I felt good. My controls were on.
I'm trying to feel like, do I believe you?
You don't believe that?
I don't know.
I own Mario.
That's tough though. That's not easy.
You know what it was? I played a lot of Mario 35, so I got all of those levels just down.
But you did that. You went through the pipes.
I did do the pipes. I didn't play every level.
Oh,
yeah. So you really only play like 8 levels, not even, right? Because you go 1-1, 1-2. That brings you to 4-1. Then you play 4-2.
Right.
And that brings you to 8-1.
8-1.
So 8 levels.
Hard, especially if you die to the Hammer Brothers.
The 4-2 gets a little tricky because you fight the T2, and then the Hammer Brothers can be good. But I had firepower,
right?
So I just went a little slow in the 8 levels.
Okay, yeah, I guess so. If you hold on to that fire, the Hammer Brothers are easy,
real easy. All you have to do is get them onto the screen and fire away. So I dominated. Felt good about myself.
And you did that within 15 minutes.
I did.
Did you? I mean, God,
dominated it.
I mean, that's when you go to bed and like have sex, right? Because at that point, you feel like you're like a.
You know what? I fucking did, John. I think I did have sex that night. You're right.
Right? You saved Princess Peach, man.
I did. I was like, fuck yeah. I think maybe it turned my wife on a little bit. She was watching.
She's like, wow.
Whew. I said, I could, those fingers are magic. So let me, continue the magic.
Well, that's awesome. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wait, did you use rewind or no?
No. Okay. I didn't have to. Just killed it.
All right. I believe you.
And by the way, Tecmo Bowl, fun game. That is a fun game.
I kind of forgot that it was on NSO.
It was above its time or before its time. It has some pretty good features for NES type sports game.
Yeah. I mean, it has that random element where if you predict the offense, then you'll just like totally break the play. But I kind of like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like if you blitz the quarterback, and you should be able to get the play.
It kind of motivates you to like do the play that they don't think they're going to do, right? Like I'm going to pass it on first down or something like that. I like that.
And you'd always run with the quarterback if you think the pass is covered.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I don't want to give away my strategies. But let me talk about the game I have been playing. About 8 hours in, RP Golf Legends. If you don't know what this is, think of Golf Story, but RPG element. And it's very RPG elements to the point where I think it's too much for me. It starts off tutorials, but the whole premise of the game is golf has kind of been like this. It's been like taken away from everybody. Some magic came in and locked down all the courses with a magic barrier, and you can't play golf. It's like, it's bad. So you come along and you have to unlock every hole one by one. And there's 54 holes in the game. I think every 9 holes is like a new world, right? So, it starts off the grassland. And then I'll only spoil the next one. You move to a swamp, which I had my fucking issues with, let me tell you. And then, so on and so on. I'm on world 3. But anyways, you have to, it's like an experience bar, a magic bar. You have to fill that bar up, and then you can go to the next hole and unlock it. You use like your little magic on the crystal and unlocks that hole. The problem is filling up that magic meter. Each town has tons of quests you can do, And the quests are fine. Some of them might be, go to a cave and kill a slime. Other ones might be, go kill 3 bears and go collect some honey and the typical RPG type style games. The problem is those don't give you experience points. The quests do not. The quests just give you money and items to buy more weapons, or I'm sorry, more golf clubs and more like clothes you can wear. So the only way to fill up that meter is there's 2 things. One, you can play golf. You can play golf holes. And by playing the golf holes...
Stop saying holes.
Holes. When you beat a hole... when you hole out... depending on what you get, if you get like a par, this one little like roulette wheel shows up. If you get like a birdie, 2 roulette wheels come up, and I've gotten up to 3 roulette wheels. And the roulette wheel spins, and it can either give you like full health, full mana, or it can give you 25% of your bar filled, 50 or 100%.
Okay.
So it's like randomized. So you could play, 3 golf holes and get no experience points because you landed on full health every time.
I see.
So it's random. So the other option is you could fight monsters. The problem is it's not a good combat system. You use a golf club. So it's like this tiny little, you can't do any ranged attacks. It's all melee attacks. And you have to hit these things a bunch of times, and you have to like hit it and then kite because it will jump at. It doesn't like push back. It's one of those games that you hit the guy and it kind of like stays where it is a lot of the times. So you die a lot, and it's just not fun to fight people. So I choose the golf, and then it's like the golf isn't great. I mean, Golf Story is better golf mechanics than this was. It's okay. It's I'm not loving it, but I feel like I have to finish it. But at the same time, it's tend to be too hard. It's like I find myself going back to the first few holes in like the grass world to play those golf holes to try to get experience than playing the ones I'm currently in. Because now the ones I'm currently in are like 500-yard par 4s, and I can't even get to the green in 2.
Do you think that might be the intention, is like a little bit of game lengthening, or, to get you to repeat holes just to kind of get your XP up?
Maybe. I mean, I think I'm like on hole 22, so not even halfway, and I'm like 8 hours in.
Wow.
So I don't know how long the game's supposed to be, but I wish the questing would give you some experience points. At least you could do some quests in between to try to fill the gaps, but it's different. I'll leave it at this. I love the idea of this and trying to branch out with a golf RPG type game. I think they just focus too much on the RPG element of it and the grinding element than making it fun. The Golf Story was fun, right? You always looked forward to that next thing. The golf part of it was good and fun. The little quests in between were fun. The pacing was great. This doesn't feel like that. It's just more of a grind with like less soul.
Yeah. I sometimes feel like games get designed like, oh, this would be a fun thing to do for like 9 holes. And then they're like, okay, but now you have to do 54 of them. And that's when games, if you don't have enough mechanics, it just gets boring. It gets repetitive, and it's the same thing over and over again. And then you make it difficult to try to keep people from getting through the game too quickly. But then it just makes people not like it. Is there an easy mode, or?
There is an easy mode. When you start, you can say, it says this is an easy mode, or you can play normal mode. And I did normal, and it said normal was hard. So I wanted to play normal. The other problem is the map is huge, because you got to think about it. You have these golf courses, which are, they got to be proportional to like the towns and stuff. So it's large maps. And like I said, when the hole's not unlocked, it has a huge barrier. You can't walk through it. So you have to walk all the way around it. It's just a pain in the butt.
Wow.
That's all I got, my soapbox. Maybe next week I'll change my mind, but I'm going to try to keep playing it and see what happens.
Can Jesse finish this? Because Jesse's also playing this.
Not if he's playing Pokemon. I just can't see you picking this over Pokemon, personally. I mean, not for me, but for Jesse's point of view, I wouldn't see it.
Okay. Well, cool. I guess that's what we've been playing. Let's do a little chit-chat.
Let's do it. Chit-chat.
It's chit-chat time.
Okay, big news. Kit has now left Nintendo. A few weeks ago, Krista had left Nintendo, so both of the Nintendo Minute peoples are now gone. Now, the Nintendo had shut down the California office, and I don't know what that has to do with Nintendo Minute. Like, yeah, if you're going to close the office, they can't do it, but they had been doing it remotely anyway. And if Kid and Krista and Nintendo Minute were particularly valuable to Nintendo, they would figure out a way to do this. Get a little co-working space or something where they can film the show or something. It's just very, very strange that these two ambassadors have now left Nintendo. And it leaves me wondering, we've seen the Nintendo Download episode, the monthly episode, that's gone. Kid and Krista are now gone. And we don't have Reggie Fils-Aimé anymore as the face of Nintendo. We have Doug Bowser, but I don't know how much of a face he really is.
Yeah, no.
So what is going on with Nintendo? Do you feel like they're kind of eating away at their public image? They have a very sterile social media presence. What do you think's happening there?
I mean, let me ask you this. Let me rephrase it to, does Nintendo need a face? Right?
Yes.
I mean, do they? Do they?
I think they do. And I'll just quickly say this. Xbox has amazing social media presence. Their Twitter is hilarious. It's informative. It's so fun. It's fun to follow. Sony is extremely sterile. And this has been true over the years, even as Sony has mopped the floor with Xbox. But Nintendo has always straddled that line where we love Nintendo and their characters are lovable, but their social media is also kind of sterile as well. And now it's just more sterile. And I just don't want to see that. They have such great characters and a lot of personality in their games. Why don't you want to have a face to all of this?
Well, I mean, I get it from the Nintendo America point of view, but from a Nintendo company point of view, right? You got to look at it. Does the Japanese market understand, the American social media world? And I get it. There's a such thing called Nintendo of America, right? So, like you said, and then Doug Bowser and company, should that be their job to push sales, push content? Because I do agree to the point of Nintendo social media is simply, hey, here's, for the month of January, we're just going to post about Pokemon, right? And then we're going to randomly throw in a Brain Age post. Maybe we'll randomly throw in like a Superstars post. And then reminder, we're going to have NSO and don't forget to subscribe to that. So I agree. They use their social media as a platform to legit just tell you about upcoming games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But again, I don't know if they want to spend money. And maybe that's not. And again, maybe that goes back to the Japanese market of saying, we don't think advertising in that way is a valuable. I don't know.
I don't think it's directed. I don't think it's directed from Nintendo. I mean, I think this is all Nintendo America's call. And if Nintendo America says, hey, we need to have a face, we need to have influencers, that sort of thing, then they're going to do that. And I don't think Nintendo's main office is going to argue with it. I think the key is, Nintendo might be just relying more on the influencers, the YouTubers, that they've had the Completionist do stuff. They've had Misclick do stuff. And maybe they're just going to rely on that. I don't know. Kid and Krista, I don't think were huge influencers. If you look at their followers on Twitter, they don't have millions. They don't have hundreds of thousands. They're much more. I think maybe it was 80,000 or something. It's a smaller number. So I can see them saying, "Oh, wait, they're not really having the impact." Even though there's fans, they don't have the impact. But where's the replacement? Are we going to get a replacement? We still look to Reggie when Reggie showed up at the Nintendo Game Awards. Everyone's all excited about Reggie.
Yeah.
But where's Doug? Obviously he didn't replace that. So
and that's okay, right? And then you can't.
Is it okay?
Well, I don't think you can expect that, right? I hate to compare it to Disney, but Disney just did something similar, right? When they hired their new guy, Bob Chapek, who's more of a behind the scenes businessman,
right?
And I kind of think that's what Doug Bowser is.
Yeah,
right? Doug Bowser's not the face of advertising, and he's not that energetic guy. I think he's more of the businessman. He's making sure Nintendo is making money, and honestly, that's all, the board members care about, and that's all the stockholders care about. They don't care about, Nintendo Minute. It's
Right, but
they don't.
it's a game company, it's a toy company. It should have a more fun angle. It's just the
I don't
nature of it.
disagree, but you got to look at it from the business point of view. Is they don't care from that. They probably use it as a bonus. I think that the fans love the Nintendo Minute. They love Treehouse. They love shit like that.
Yeah.
But from a shareholder boards person, they don't. That doesn't make any difference to them. It's not bringing in sales. They might look at it. Maybe it does. I don't know.
That's what worries me, because I still follow Kit and Krista on Twitter and Instagram, and like they're still posting things. Like Krista was, she's playing Pokemon Arceus and whatever, and I'm sitting there going, yeah, I'm so excited to see Kit and Krista, blah blah blah. And then you hear about Reggie, and you're like, oh, Reggie, and then you realize all of these people are former Nintendo employees, and yet they still have a following, and it's like, that's just trouble. I'd love to see Nintendo try to replace it. Maybe they'll bring in some of these influencers or hire them or something. But
so, do you think this was their choice, or do you think this was Nintendo's choice?
I don't suspect they were laid off, because there was weeks in between them leaving. I think they were closing the office. I don't really know. I think they maybe could have stayed in a different capacity, and they just decided not to. I don't know. But I thought one of them quit, and that was why Nintendo Minute ended. But the fact that both of them are leaving has to do with either the office or that they've shut down Nintendo Minute.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe Nintendo said, we're not going to do Nintendo Minute anymore. We can find you guys new roles within the company. You're valued employees.
Yeah.
But we're not doing Nintendo Minute.
They definitely left Nintendo, though. So,
yeah. Well, I'm saying, that maybe was their option. That was like their way out. They now said, okay, well, we'd rather move on.
I'd love, if I was Nintendo, I would rework the social media, make it more fun, have the social media reflect the fan base. And it's a fun little thing, but like the fan base is always talking about Mother 3, and the fan base is always talking about this. Yeah, reflect the fan base a little bit.
But remember, didn't Wario take over the Twitter account?
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yeah. And
so like you said, but that goes back to the lovable characters.
Mm-hmm.
So where is that? Why isn't that happening? Stuff like that.
I'd love more of that. Yeah, most of the time their Twitter is just bland.
Like, an upcoming game, or here's a video, or here's a gameplay, or
exactly. And then when Nintendo fans are constantly like when they released the Nintendo 64 emulation and there was problems, they just never really mention that. It was just completely dead silent. They've been dead silent about Joy-Con drift. You don't feel like they're listening to the community. They do listen to the community. There's been some things that show that they listen, but like, listen to me. Like, the Xbox social media is totally different. They're listening, and they're reflecting. I just want to see that change, because the last 4 or 5 years, their PR has been really good. The Wii U days, it was really bad. And then the last 5 years, we've gotten Nintendo sneakers, and we've gotten Nintendo ice creams, and we got Nintendo cereals and stuff. And I love that. And I don't want to see that go away. So I'm starting to get a little worried about the Doug Bowser era.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but hopefully I'm wrong. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, they're branching out into that stuff because they want money making.
Exactly.
Right? And board games and all this stuff that we've always wanted, right? All this stuff's happening. Action figures, it's all, you go to Target and there's a Nintendo section now that never used to be of action figures and plushies, and Walmart has them. They have them in all these stores. That was never like that 10 years ago.
Well, they used to have Nintendo World. Remember the little store within a store thing? That was always really great. But I'd like to see more of that.
I agree.
Speaking of, too, NSO, the expansion pack has been out a couple months now, and 2-3 months. And we just got Banjo and Kazooie for January. And now they've announced that Majora's Mask is coming in February. What do you think about the value of expansion pack right now? Are you a happy customer? Are you happier with these games coming out? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I'm super happy. Paper Mario alone made my money worth. You're doing that. I told you that. 25 hours, played the whole game. I mean, I hate to say it, Mayhem has also, prolonged it. We did a Mario Tennis tournament. We're doing a Mario Kart tournament. Banjo, I honestly never played it, and I don't think I will. It doesn't look great.
I tried it. I did try it. I didn't talk about it. I tried it. The camera it's got one of those chaotic cameras you can't just use your other stick for.
Yeah.
I stopped playing it. I just couldn't stand the camera.
And you had an N64 controller. But see, and I want to play Majora's, but that's my concern.
Camera.
Is even that the camera? I tried Ocarina for a little bit. I think I tried it handheld because I just wanted to see that if I didn't want to play it, then if I wanted to play an hour or two handheld, I couldn't. And yeah, it was. I said I can't play this long of a game with these, and I think that's why Paper Mario worked so well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's not. You know,
the deal with that.
We all know N64, the 3D games don't hold up well, but Paper Mario's not like that. It's unique in its own way. So games like that, I think, is where it's really going to shine. Even Mario Golf, I'm excited for that. We know that's coming. I don't think that will come until we were talking about this last night, actually, but
it's
probably
totally coming
spring.
though. Yeah,
it's going to be like late spring. It's like in April, May, and then I think we know that a Mario Party is also coming. I think they showed it before. I think that was one of the original. I think Mario Party 2, which would be interesting. Because a lot of those games and boards are on Superstars.
Yeah, if I'm Nintendo, my brain is going like, you want to give Super Rush more and more time to breathe before you give a free Mario Golf as part of expansion pack.
Agreed.
But at the same time, if you put Mario Golf on expansion pack and people played it, maybe they would then go out and buy Super Rush.
I agree with that as well. I think it's twofold. I agree. I will say, though, folks, once that happens, we will be having a Mario Kart League #2. Be ready.
Yeah. In fact, I've never played Mario Golf on N64.
Well, there's mini golf, John. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. But yeah, I think expansion pack is showing more value. Even though Majora's Mask was predictable, I don't think Banjo and Kazooie was necessarily predictable, except that they had said, I think, early on that it was coming. But I don't think we really expected that to come in the first place. And I'm wondering where the Genesis games are. We haven't gotten any new Genesis games.
That's a good point.
They've been releasing one N64 game a month, and that's fine because these are big releases, Banjo and Majora. But and Paper Mario, right, was, I guess, December. But where are the Genesis games? Are we going to get any more? Is this it?
Good point. That is a great point.
Yeah, and I bought my Genesis controller. There's still plenty of Genesis games I want to play through still. But yeah, I'd like to see a couple more, Let's do a little bit more. Come on, a little more. I checked today, by the way. I thought this was interesting. There are 32 million subscribers to NSO and
That's
25 million subscribers to Game Pass. There's
really?
there's probably an explanation there. I'm going to guess NSO isn't just games, it's also online. So if you want to play Animal Crossing online, Mario Kart, you need NSO. Game Pass is not a necessity. You know, Game Pass Ultimate, you can play online with Game Pass Ultimate, but they also have Xbox Live. So people can do Xbox Live for their online and they don't need to do Game Pass.
How much is Xbox Live?
I think if you pay by the year, it's $60, but don't quote me on that. If you pay by the month, it's more money, but most people pay by the year.
So in fact, there was a Game Pass Ultimate, though, it includes that?
Game Pass Ultimate is $15, and you get a lot of the benefits of Xbox Live.
A lot of them, but not all of them?
I would never consider buying Xbox Live. I think Game Pass Ultimate is the way to go, but I think Xbox Live is cheaper because you can do that for $60, and you also get the free games every month. So it's weird. You're not exactly comparing apples to apples, but NSO in many ways is very much like Game Pass in that they give you a bunch of games that you can play as long as you're subscribed to the service. Yeah. It's just that they're all old games. And then there's Animal Crossing DLC. And I guess Tetris 99 and Pac-Man, sure. But Game Pass is giving you like real games. But it's interesting to see that NSO actually has more subscribers. I wonder if maybe Xbox gets rid of Xbox Live someday and just makes everyone go the Game Pass Ultimate route to get their numbers up. I can see that happening. I don't think that would be a terrible deal. It'd be more expensive, but yeah, I'd love to see where NSO goes from here. And how many people have expansion pack.
John, I got one for you. So I came across this story the other day, and I said, this fits right into our podcast and makes me lead to the ultimate question. Let me read the title of this article is Texas Woman Arrested for Allegedly Trying to Purchase Child at Walmart Checkout. So
what?
Yeah, I mean, here's it. Texas woman says here, she said she started, let me rewind here. What did it say? It says, so she came up, 49 years old, Rebecca Taylor, came up to a woman's shopping cart at the checkout line. The woman's cart had 2 children inside of it.
Sitting in the cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the woman asks, or makes a comment about one of the women's 2 children. Cute kids you got there. Which then led to, hey, could I buy one of them for $250,000?
What the hell? Is she mentally ill, or is she seriously?
I don't know. Did she have the money to back it? It gets worse. So the mother refused, of course, and says no. So she says, okay. What about $500,000?
Oh my God! Well, it's a good thing that she held out. She got a much better deal.
Double it. And then I guess she threatened to kind of, well, I'm going to take the infant either way. So do you want the money, or do you want me to just take the infant?
God,
crazy. But it leads. She obviously got arrested and charged with the sale or purchase of a child. Yes, that's a real felony, 3rd degree. With a $50,000 bond. So let me ask this question, John.
Well, luckily she had $500,000 in her car somewhere.
Yeah, bond was no big deal.
Yeah.
So the question leads me to believe, or leads me to rather, how much is enough money to sell one of your children?
Is my wife listening in this context?
No, she's not.
Okay.
Depends on the day of your child.
Which kid? All right. Well, so I got 3. 1 girl, 2 boys. Got to hold on to the girl. So it's going to be between the 2 boys.
She's harmless. She's a doll. She's never in trouble. From what I hear from you.
I gotta say, my oldest is going through puberty. He's got sensitive body parts. His voice is changing now. It's a real gross time.
That is, yeah.
But I don't know if I would sell him.
Maybe I'd put up lease him out for a couple of years.
Well, because then what's going to happen is you're going to have the second one's going to go through this in a couple of years. So maybe just hang on, get through it. So I guess I would sell Sebastian. And now how much? That's the big question. How much do we have to pay on our mortgage?
That's
hundreds of thousands. So let's just say...
All debt is washed away magically.
I would think easily between college and mortgage and the rest of my car payments, I'll say $450,000.
Wow.
I want to undercut in case they decide to go for another kid.
So I guess my point is, if this was you in the shopping center, you would have taken this woman's deal.
I would have negotiated. They would have said 250, and I would have said 250. That is an insult, ma'am.
500, and we have a deal.
Yeah. 450.
Wow. Yeah. That's it, huh? You should put a price on your child.
You think more?
Yeah, I think so.
Which one are you going to sell?
I think I'd have to keep my daughter.
So the daughters
stay, because you don't know. I mean, you sell you start getting prostitution. I don't know what they're doing with my daughter.
I see. So
I feel like your son or my son could maybe grow up to defend themselves. Then probably found out. Then they probably find out what we did and come back to murder us.
Right. So you think you're going to sell the boy, and then the boy will fight their way out, and then you'll have the money and the boy.
I'll be like,
back.
Listen, I did this because I knew you'd fight your way out.
Right. Yes. Right. Exactly.
And then you share the money. I'm going though $1 million.
$1 million. That's
because
a lot.
You gotta think about this. How does the wives aren't going to allow this? So how do you come back from the supermarket and say I only have one child? In your case, too.
You just do, I do this all the time. You just say, I thought you had him.
Yeah. And then what about, how do you explain the 450K lottery? I bought a scratch ticket at the market and I won.
Swiss account. Does the wife have to know?
Is it cash?
Let's say it's
Gotta be
cash.
cash.
Let's say it's Bitcoin.
But then how do you launder it? You gotta get that into your account somehow.
Well, how do you spend it without your wife knowing?
Oh, yeah.
We might need a whole episode for this.
What Hambone say? Buy a skateboard or something? Remember when we asked him?
Oh, what was that question with the skateboard? I
Didn't
can't
we
remember
say-
that question. I remember
He
that.
said if you had so much money and your wife didn't know about it, what would you buy?
Buy a skateboard.
It was a lot of money. It was like $100,000, and he said a skateboard or something.
I could buy video games easy because I have so many of them. I'll just hide them in between.
That's a good point.
I could buy like 100 years of Game Pass. I'd never have to worry about it again. It would be amazing. But I'd like to spend the money on like an electric car or something like that.
Electric car?
Yeah, electric car would be sweet.
I don't know what I would buy.
You would buy.
I'd probably come visit you, John.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you
we
can have
could
so
do
much
that.
fun. Take a week off. You have like 3 months of PTO anyway.
Mm,
We'll just play video games for a week.
I could do that.
And we won't shave until the end. And then we'll manscape together.
Ooh. Man, I like that. We'll make hearts and penises in each other.
We'll take selfies.
Oh.
I don't know.
All right. So that's
All
all I got.
All right, I
Texas
wouldn't sell
woman.
my kids. I'm just kidding, everybody.
No, it's not.
And maybe not.
We know the number on the table.
All right. Drewski, I
Mm.
think it's time. I don't know how the Game Pass news people did not think of this. If
Oh,
you are listening, Game Pass news, and I know you sometimes do, Nick and Sean, I want you to do this on your next episode. I challenge you to it.
Whatever this is, I don't approve of it.
I am going to do a John's Game Pass 2021 evaluation. Here's the deal. We've been talking about, I constantly bring this up with Game Pass news because I actually find it really fascinating. Like, does Xbox make money on this? Is it worth it? Blah, 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 blah. So what I did this week is I got a list of all the games that I played on Game Pass. It may not be totally complete. It's kind of the games that I really kind of played through. There might have been a game I downloaded and played for 5 minutes and then stopped or whatever. They're not on the list. These are like the core games that I played through on Game Pass. And I want to see if Game Pass was worth it to me. So let's start off by saying I paid about $100 for Game Pass in 2021. I think I left a couple of months off. So let's say I paid $100 between that and discount deals and whatever. It's probably a little bit less, but let's say $100. Here are the games that I played on Game Pass for the year with my membership. You ready? Cyber Shadow, The Medium, Jedi Fallen Order, Narita Boy, A Plague Tale: Innocence, amazing game by the way, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Bug Fables, Blood Roots, Gears Tactics, The Artful Escape, Unpacking, Gorogoa, West of Dead, MLB The Show, Donut County, Psychonauts 2, and It Takes Two. Those are the big games that I played this year. So now the question is, was Game Pass worth it? So the first thing I did, Drew, is I decided which of the games that I would have bought, the games I would have bought on my Xbox, if I would have bought them.
Okay.
3 of these games I would have bought.
Okay.
Cyber Shadow, which I was going to buy on Switch until it was on Game Pass.
Yep.
The Medium, I was hyped for this game when I saw the Xbox showcase. I really wanted to play The Medium.
Okay.
And It Takes Two. And I say It Takes Two because I literally went to the store to see how much It Takes Two was. And that's when I noticed that it was on Game Pass Ultimate. And I was like, oh, I have that. I can play it. 3 games. That's not a lot. And that's been kind of one of my thinking issues about Game Pass, which is how many of these games would you have played anyway? Because I think the real value to Game Pass would be, I was going to buy this game, but now I can play it for free. And I'm just realizing now that I forgot one. Outriders. Okay. So 3 games I would have bought. That's it.
Mhm.
Now, as I go through the list, what are the other games that I maybe wouldn't have bought, but I really enjoyed because of my Game Pass subscription. And this is where the value of Game Pass is, because I broke this down into these games: Jedi Fallen Order, Plague Tale Innocence, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Bug Fables Bloodroots, Outriders, Gorogoa, West of Dead, Psychonauts 2. Those are the games I played and really enjoyed on Game Pass. So where does that leave us? On those games, you're looking at, what is it, $210, $230, $250, $300 worth of games that I enjoyed on Game Pass for $100, and about $90 worth of games I would have bought on Game Pass. Now that is interesting. Couple things here. I would have expected that there would be more games that I would have bought that I didn't because I had Game Pass, but there was only 3.
Yeah, I find that interesting.
Isn't that interesting? And that really goes to when you're using Game Pass, you're actually more likely to play games you didn't really expect to play and enjoy. And I think Sean Abbott had mentioned that on his show, which is he would have just played Call of Duty all the time. But because of Game Pass, he plays a lot of games that are kind of outside of his comfort zone. He's playing games he never would have played before. He's playing puzzle games. He's playing, all these other games that like he wouldn't have bought because you have to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
So now, of course, there's a bunch of games that I played that I really didn't enjoy and I don't really care for. Narita Boy, Gears Tactics was awful. Artful Escape, Unpacking, Donut County. That's fine, right? But the real sweet spot, it seems like for 2021 anyway on Game Pass, isn't that it saved me money on the games I was going to buy, but I got a lot of value out of it playing games I didn't expect to buy. And it's mostly accentuated by games like Plague Tale Innocence, which are games I loved. Loved Plague Tale Innocence. And I wouldn't have played it at all if I didn't have Game Pass. So that's the real value for 2021. Maybe that will be different in 2022. We'll see. But yeah, that's the real value with Game Pass is expanding yourself and playing a bigger variety of games. Maybe you wouldn't have paid for it, but
I like that concept. And I've said this multiple times, and I've told you this straight out. I said, and maybe 2022 is the year if I could buy a little dongle and stick it in the back of my TV. And play Game Pass with an Xbox controller for $60, and yeah. I would do it. And I'd pay the $10 or $15 a month.
I think it's totally worth it for you, and that's why a lot of people like you don't have another console is because it's like expensive and all that. But if you can play just even I didn't have to buy the games.
I mean, how do they not? Even if they charged, I don't know, $80, what would be the right price to package like a little USB drive and a controller?
So you basically like a controller, and then like you're gonna play like xCloud stuff. Is that what you're saying?
Or it would only be xCloud. That's the point. I guess you can't buy anything digitally or any disc.
Correct. You can play it. You can get Game Pass if like on your PC if you have a good PC. There's other way. I mean, I play it. I have a Series X, and I just download it and play it directly.
I just want to download an app on my smart TV. If I have to put in a little USB, then I'll do that.
Yeah, I don't know what that ecosystem looks like, but like I said, even if you just played xCloud, you're probably going to find a game or two full price game like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I would have bought it there and played it there instead of Switch.
Correct. It still would have been cloud, but what if Guardians of the Galaxy came out on a Game Pass, right? Then you would have just been able to play it on a Game Pass.
Paid the $60. Yeah, agreed.
Right. Yeah.
There's probably been a few games I could have played. I think we'll see that. I think we have to see that soon.
And the other thing about you is you love to go on eShop and look at the deals, and you'll pick some random shit that you find,
and I'll play it on a weekend.
That would be perfect for you for Game Pass because then you're not even buying the game. You're just going to find a game. But the best part is there's a lot of really good games. So you're not buying like a budget game per se, but you're not paying anything for it. And then you can play these little stupid games for free.
You don't feel like you have to finish them sometimes.
I think it would pay for itself the way you game. But maybe it might be better for you to get like a Series S or something.
I don't think it even is though, because I don't think it's worth spending $300 either.
You got it though. I've seen what you've done to your backyard.
It's not about the money. I just don't think it's feasible for me or worth it for me. Again, I do play a lot of it handheld, right? So
Mhm.
it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend $300 on a system that I can only play on the TV when I don't play a shit ton on the TV to begin with.
Right.
You know?
Like I said, Game Pass will change your habits. It does get you to play some different games and try things you wouldn't have tried. And I've tried so many games that I hated.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but for you, like,
But imagine if it was a smart TV app where I
Mhm.
could legit download that app, right? In my where I upstairs in like the kids' room where I watch football and stuff in like the playroom.
Mhm.
I could download it on my TV in my bedroom, and I could download it on the TV in the living room. And I
Yeah.
could just bring my Xbox controller and resync it to each TV whenever I was going to play in that room.
Right. Yeah.
And not have to worry about unplugging even anything. That would make it enticing for me because I could play a half hour, an hour in bed a couple of nights a week.
Right. It just depends on, like I said, you're not playing it on a system per se. You're either streaming it off of your own PC or you're streaming it off xCloud.
Correct. And I just want the xCloud straight on the smart TV and not have to deal with
Yeah.
any.
I still
I think it
say
happens.
you should
I think
just
it happens soon.
ask for a Series S for Christmas
I
this
don't want
year.
the Series S, John. You're not listening because then it'll be tied to my living room TV. I
Yeah.
don't play enough there. I would branch out and play in other places.
You figure it out. You just rearrange.
Man, I don't need it that bad. I'm busy enough.
All right.
All right.
But yeah, we'll see. I want to do this again at the end of 2022 to see, what is the value of Game Pass there. Maybe I'll find more games that I would have bought that I didn't have to. I'm actually really surprised there wasn't more games that I would have bought. But I'm pleasantly surprised at the good fun I had. And, I got my money's worth. I'm happy about that. All right. We got questions. We got lots of questions. You want to do some questions?
Let's do it.
First question from Twitter by Cape Crush. What are the house rules on... I love this question. What are the house rules on kids who want to play the same game at release, but always spoil? What does this question mean to you? Because it could mean multiple things, but...
I think it means if Pokemon came out Friday and you and your son both are obsessed and say, I want to play Pokemon this weekend. I want to play my own character by myself. And you guys each still play. And then Sunday dinner comes around and your son's sitting there and says, oh my God, Dad, at the third gym when the guy comes up and it's from the old game and that was awesome, right? And you're like, oh, fuck you, son. I'm only in gym 2. And then you say, I'm going to sell you for $450,000. How about that, asshole?
That's right. Yeah. Feels, yes. Yeah.
That's what I think this question means. I don't quite have that problem yet. So my kids aren't playing games by themselves quite yet. But they are playing. They're getting there.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same thing. I had that happen when we were playing the Pokemon Diamond Pearl, where my son would like try to talk about the game, and I was like, I don't want to know. And then he'd be like, yeah, when you get to that town, you need to do this. It's like, no, don't tell me.
Yeah, but Dad, I did it already, and this is what you got to do.
I know. So what are the rules then? Like, how do you do it? How do you manage it?
I'm not there yet, John. I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, you're gonna. That is I mean, I would say you could try playing the game together, right? But
no,
when the kids get older, they don't want that,
right?
They want to do their own thing. Different times.
I've seen questions like this, like your kids, abusing the Joy-Cons, your kids mistreating a 3DS or something. My kids, since they were born, they know the strict rules about treating your hardware, treating the games and all that stuff. So they know that they have learned this from, how do you hold a CD on the Wii U, that sort of thing. They've done a great job of taking good care of the hardware and everything. For this, it gets a little tricky. I told my son, don't tell me anything about Pokemon. I don't want to know. Don't even tell me if you were having a really great time at this moment or a really bad time, because to me, that's still a spoiler. Just don't say it. And I think you just have to teach your kids and say, hey, you're both playing at the same time. Just, we can't talk about it for 2 weeks. Don't, because you're just going to spoil it.
Maybe
I think it's as simple as that.
Like the family whiteboard or family chalkboard that some people do. And like John, Gym 3, Sebastian Gym 4, and you update it.
Is that not a spoiler though?
Well, no, you're just saying where you are at in the
It's
game.
not but it's not a spoiler, but I don't like knowing how long the game is either, you know?
Mm.
I'm playing Valhalla right now, and like I don't know how long the game is, and knowing that is not great. You know? Yeah, but if you're saying Gym 3, Gym 4, and someone's like, I didn't know there was 4 gyms, I thought there was 3. I don't know. But you're right. Like there you can put in some rules like, you know, at this point in time, whatever. Or maybe you here it is. If you are not involved in it and your kids are, have each of your kids talk to you about where they are. And then you can say, all right, guys, you're both past Gym 3. You can talk about anything at Gym 3 and before. And then they go.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. But if it's you and your kids, maybe find a go-between. Get one of your other kids and tell them where you are, and then maybe they can help you out. How about that?
You need that third person. I like it.
Yes, mediator. Good question, Cape Crush. Then we got a bunch of questions from Bob. He's loving the multi-part question.
Kuzi.
From Bob Kuzi on Discord. John has been vocal about his favorite kind of music. Drew, what's your favorite music?
Wow. You know, this is a tough one. I live in the past. I don't have any music genre. I will say though, I've been killing Meatloaf the last 2 weeks. You know, with this past
killing Meatloaf. Really? That's your turn of phrase there?
Right. That's not the right not the right word choice. I've been listening to a lot of Meatloaf lately. You know, I saw Meatloaf in concert, believe it or not.
Like recently or a long time ago?
13 years ago. I mean, probably still towards the end of his career, but
you were just a babe.
Half. I don't know. I don't really have per se favorites. I don't. You know, I listen to some indie stuff. I don't really. I'm not a big music guy in general. Like I said, I'll put on whatever, but I listen to a lot of podcasts from the car or whatever. I don't know. A terrible answer. I know, Bob. I'm sorry. Nothing to us.
You're just non-musical.
I'm musical.
You like a good song.
I like a good song. Yeah,
right.
I respect that. I'm open. I don't really have a favorite genre or anything either. I'm open. I'm not a really country guy. I'll say that. But besides that, I'll listen to anything. I'll put on even the radio, whatever's the hit music, and you know, random playlists here and there.
Top 40.
Sure.
Okay. He also asks you, would you be interested in taking over the Dads After Dark Twitter account for a day? Ooh, you'd be like the Wario.
Yeah.
Different perspective might bring different followers. What do you think?
You know, it's funny. We talked about this. I had a couple good posts. It was like 1 week. I had like 2 good posts. I was really proud of myself. And John even said, "Oh, you're trying to graduate and up, maybe. I might have to give you the login because I don't have the login. If to be fair, I don't even know what our password is. Unlike a lot of our other accounts, we have shared passwords. John, this one you've been keeping to yourself. I think you're a little afraid.
I'd be happy to give you the password. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll give you access.
As long as I can't break it or fuck it up, yeah, I would do a post or two. I don't know.
I think we'd have to figure out like what is the tone like if we're talking and conflicting, like it'll sound weird.
Agreed.
Yeah, like you need to talk about Life is Strange. We can't have any disagreement over that, like that sort of stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, I would absolutely take it over for a day. It would be funny too, I think, if we said, you know, hey, tomorrow Drew will be trying to tweet. I'm not even sure I really know how to tweet that much. I think I've done like 4 tweets in my life.
You've done more than 4, like 14 or so tweets. You're good at it. You're getting there.
I get there. All of them. Yeah, I'm getting there.
We'll discuss it. We'll have to see what we might have to do.
I'll get permission.
Yeah, like do you have to say who you are when you say something opinionated? We'll figure it out.
Oh, maybe.
This game is getting interesting, by the way. Still watching the football game. It is. Yeah, I can't believe that guy. Did you see that Niners guy drop that interception? I mean,
that was stupid.
My gosh.
I was trying to see how many tweets I had. I don't even know how to fucking do that.
Okay, you go count it. I'll read the next question.
I don't know how. I thought there would be like something that said, you have this many tweets. No, that's not a thing.
Another question for Drew. Bob, I mean, like, you don't want to send me any questions? It kind of hurts.
He doesn't want to send you anything.
I've been in your house multiple times, man. Does the universe not want us to play video games together? It must realize what a force we would be. Can you explain this one?
Yes, I can actually. So what happened is lots of things happened where every time there's some type of head-to-head tournament that we play, whether it was tennis or Mario Kart, or even some other things in the past, ice hockey, all of those things, it always seems like we never play each other. What was the Mario Tennis? Mario Tennis, we played like 8 games, and I thought we were going to play every person once or twice, John, but no, because of your fucking weird system that you do, I never played them.
It was brilliant, and it was random. And like you could have played Bob 3 times.
It was broken. It was I played the best people every time. But we did play. This question was last week, but we did play Mario Golf together last night. So that was fun. We should play Mario Party soon. We don't have Mario Party.
I still don't have that one.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. It'll turn out you'll be playing Bob over and over and over again.
But I am playing soon in Tecmo Bowl. We both won our matches. He destroyed and I destroyed someone.
I don't know.
Both the 49ers though, so we're gonna have to see who's gonna be the 49ers.
I totally missed the entry on that. When you guys were playing, I was like, what are you guys doing? You're playing Tecmo Bowl? I missed that. I don't know how that happened. All right. Bonus question. John, you're right. N64 is the worst Nintendo console ever. Yes, it is. I had on nostalgia glasses, but after playing the NSO expansion pass, those games are terrible.
Yeah. See, I agree and disagree. I think we said this earlier before. I agree with the 3D platformers because of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But games like Paper Mario are excellent, and I don't think you should take that away because they're a little bit unique. But I do agree 3D platformers N64 do blow. I mean, even Mario Kart's not great compared to the other ones. What is
yes.
fine?
Yeah. No, it was like Mario Tennis was fun because the controls were so simple, and like you said, there's no camera. Mario Kart was fine. Letting alone just kind of style, it's a little more grippy and everything, but it was fine. You have to just have played that had to be your system growing up to really really love it.
It was one of mine, and a little spoiler alert, I still need to do my N64 top 10 games.
Yeah,
maybe coming soon, who knows.
Yeah, Lord knows I'm not doing it. But yeah, I have enjoyed NSO expansion pack more than I thought I would, just because of a few different games, but that's all. Ooh, one more. Drew. Bob, you could have given me one question. Like just one question, Drew.
Maybe he knows everything about you already.
Maybe he does. Drew, how do you watch football while podcasting from your closet? Is there a TV in there?
I mean, there should be. It's be a great. I have plenty of room. iPad, simple. iPad, YouTube TV. That's where it's at.
It's the future, Kevin.
It's
the future. Get with it. Feel kind of embarrassing question there. Like a little embarrassed for you, Kevin.
For him, you feel like he should be better than that?
See, I feel like he should know that. Like, you should know that. Come on, man. Get with it. All right, let's finish up on this. There was an article. This is fascinating. Shigeru Miyamoto dumps on Navi. So Miyamoto, and I think this is an older interview that was just more recently translated. Shigeru Miyamoto, I'm just going to read a few blurbs here. Shigeru Miyamoto, the legendary designer behind the action-adventure franchise and countless other Nintendo properties, felt a touch of frustration toward Link's annoying fairy sidekick shortly after the 1998 release of Nintendo 64 classic Ocarina of Time. First of all, gosh, that game came out in 1998. That feels so recent. Oh my God. He said, I think the whole system with Navi giving you advice is the biggest weak point of Ocarina of Time. The truth is, I wanted to remove the entire system, but that would have been even more unfriendly to players. You can think of Navi as being there for players who stop playing for a month or so, who then pick the game back up and want to remember what they were supposed to do. Miyamoto added that Navi and her tips, that's tips, guys, tips, were purposefully kept stupid because a more complex hint system that adjusted itself to the player's unique situation would have taken the same amount of time and manpower as developing the rest of Ocarina of Time.
Good Lord.
What do you think of this? Do you like Navi? Are you a Navi fan, or you also dislike Navi?
It's funny because RPG Golf Legends has a Navi, and it's a fucking golf club, and it floats around, and it stops, and it tells you what to do. It's the same fucking thing. It's just fine. I'm not gender neutral. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I like the idea of if you take a break, but I hate to say it, who takes a break in the middle of a Zelda game?
Yeah, most people don't take a month-long break. And I don't know how Navi, maybe I'm not remembering, but Navi's more about what you need to do at this very moment. I don't know. I don't think it depends if it was a month break, a year break, or like an hour break. It's still nagging you.
But I kind of think you need it,
Mm-hmm.
Think about if they ever made a Zelda movie.
Right.
It'd be pretty fucking boring, right? I mean, you would need like input to follow you around or Navi. You need something with Link to interact with.
Right.
You can't just be going around to all the different areas, collecting his Triforces and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
No one to talk to.
I imagine it more of like the Witcher show, right? Like every day he's in a certain adventure and
different town.
Maybe at the end of like every season, if it was a show, he'd get one piece of the Triforce.
That sounds pretty good. I like that show.
Except
Will there be boobies in it?
He doesn't
boobies
talk.
Or no boobies?
Oh, tons of boobies. Gotta be.
You think Link?
You gotta stay true to the show.
Yeah.
True to the game. No.
Imagine.
Navi is annoying. What's funny is a lot of games these days will show you in the top left corner or so what the next main quest thing you need to do. So anytime you're bored, like I'm playing Valhalla, and the one piece of credit I'll give it is sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? And I just look at the top left corner of the screen and it tells me exactly what I need to do. And that's just whatever I have set as the active quest. If I'm doing a side quest, then it'll tell me something to do that I don't really have to do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like Xenoblade does it. A lot of the games do it. They just write it up on the top left of the screen and say, go find, Tingle or something like that. That would have been handy. Navi is very heavy-fisted, and then, Fi was very heavy-fisted. And that's what made Breath of the Wild so good, I think, is that it just really didn't nag you at all. I wonder why they couldn't do that in Ocarina.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I played through it, but right. I don't know. I don't remember her being like super annoying.
It's just like
Fi being annoying.
Yeah, you walk up somewhere and it's like, hey, and like it kind of pauses the action and it floats around because it kind of comes out of your body and it floats around and then it like gives you lines of dialogue and you're like, okay, and then you press the wrong button or something and then it goes, hey, and it's like, oh my god, just give me a second here. There definitely is annoyance, but that is interesting that to make it smarter would take as much time as the entire rest of the game.
That is interesting, huh?
Yeah, it's not wrong. That's weird. We almost maybe didn't have it, but they couldn't take it out.
Interesting.
I'm really happy with the direction of the Zelda franchise.
Me too.
Even Link Between Worlds on 3DS kind of was heading in that direction where it was just a little less naggy. Breath of the Wild took that to the extreme, and I love it. But I really like the direction that it's gone, and I'm hoping Pokemon continues with Arceus. I know I'm being on a tangent here, but they're following that same sort of path. And I think games really need to be just less nagging. It gets so much dialogue that's so unnecessary. Just please stop. That would be fantastic. More of that. Whew. I think that's it.
That's it.
Oh, good. Now we just got football and we're done. Should we just like live watch this game? I mean, for the rest of the show, would anybody mind that if we just watch?
I think they would, because by the time we listen to this, it's over.
Yeah, probably. Ramsey just dropped a pick. It's getting kind of embarrassing now. Right in his shoulder pad.
Yeah, there's a lot. Just keep watching. There's a lot of shit going on here.
Yeah, that's really. I can't believe the NFL is going to have these 6 games going on.
I know.
Like last week, we were like, "You'll never get a better football week than last week."
And
And we're getting another great week again. The only downside is there's only 2 games.
True. So, Chad, what do we have coming out the next couple of weeks here?
We have got not great.
Not great.
February 1st. That's this Tuesday. Life is Strange Remastered Collection. It was supposed to come out on Switch. That has been delayed. So it is still coming to the other consoles February 1st. I cannot wait. We got so many previews of it finally last week. But it is delayed indefinitely. I think once we get a date, I'll tell you when it'll be available on Switch. But
Sure
can't
you
wait
will.
for that one. Dying Light 2 Stay Human. Speaking of delays, I think this one was delayed. February 4th, it's coming out. Is this really coming out on February 4th? Now I'm wondering if this was the original date and it got delayed, or this is the delayed date. I'm very confused. Bear with me for 1 second. I think it is still coming out February 4th. Yeah, pretty sure. Who's fucking playing this game? Nobody's playing this game anyway. Who gives a shit?
What is this game?
And then Ollie Ollie World, February 8th. I'm looking forward to this one.
I might pick this up. I'm in the market here. So
yeah,
I'm torn on what I'm going to play next. I thought about playing like Link to the Past. It's been a long time since I played that. That's on NSO.
Right.
I thought about playing Darksiders Genesis. I told you this. That's like the Diablo style game, which is co-op. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to play, but I need something. I'm going to be honest, Sean. I don't know if I can finish RPG golf. I don't know if I have it in me. And I hate saying that.
We're the dads who finish.
I know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not done yet. I'm going to give it a little bit more time. See if things get better. They're supposed to be able to play tournaments. I don't even know how to fucking play tournaments. And when you look this game up online, there's not a lot out there on it. So
it's still fairly new, and it's a golf
fairly
game.
New.
I mean, golf games seem to be popular, and I know a bunch of you were really interested in this one when it came out. But yeah, give it some time, I guess. It would be weird for you not to finish a golf game.
I know. I even finished What the Golf, and I fucking hated that thing. So.
Yeah, my sister played that recently, actually, and I was like, I didn't have the heart to tell her that you hated that game a lot. But yeah, I'm rooting for you. I want to see you finish it. But if you don't, I won't judge you because I understand.
I appreciate that.
Can I not play Valhalla if you don't finish that one though? I'm really tempted to stop.
I mean, I feel like you put 52 hours into that game. At this point, you got to finish.
I wrote on Twitter, and Joey Splats is kind of he's kind of a gamer guy in the community. He a couple weeks ago had tweeted that he 100%ed Valhalla, and so, like a while back, probably earlier in the year, and then he was restarting it, and it's like
you can't even. You played The Witcher 3 times. You can't make fun of anybody.
I've never 100%ed it, and that is an actual good game.
That's true.
And so now I'm looking at it going, God, how do you 100% this game? Like Hambone is like collecting everything. I'm a little further along than him in the main story, but he's like collecting everything. And I just don't know how he can keep up that pace without going crazy. I don't know. It is so repetitive at this point. I am just mainlining everything. I don't do anything optional anymore. I just want it done with.
You're in that zone.
Yeah, it's
playing to finish.
But if I'm not done by our next episode, I swear to you, I mean, I will be done. If I'm not, oh my gosh. Bury me with my money. All right, that's it.
Alrighty, that's all I got.
Have a good night, dads.
Alrighty, see ya.
Let's go Bengals.
The Dads After Dark show is part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. You can subscribe to us anywhere podcasts are available, including iTunes, Castbox, Spotify, and Stitcher. Also, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. Pretty please. Be sure to join us on the Nintendo Dads Discord in our Dads After Dark channels for some naughty After Dark talk. Follow us on Twitter at @NDadsAfterDark or email us at dadsafterdarkshow@gmail.com. And a big thank you to Family Jewels for our show's music. You rock. That's all for tonight. Good night, Dads. Sweet dreams.
What is going on, everyone? It's episode 91, recorded on Sunday, January 30th, 2022. I'm John, and hey, Drew, a
What's up,
teacher.
I thought you had like a pause. Like, was I going to say like I didn't know?
I know. All right, I'll wait for you. Let's try to go. What is going on, everyone? It's episode 91, recorded on Sunday, January 30th, 2022. I'm John, and hey, Drew.
I thought you said no. Do you want me to say something or no? All right, so I'm reading.
Sadie's doing her intro, blah, 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 blah.
I'm making the episode of the day. Yep, I'm good. What is up, everybody? It is episode 91, recorded on Sunday, January 30th, 2022.
What are you doing? You're reading the same thing.
What's wrong with me tonight? I'm a mess. Say something. You should put this at the end of the episode.
Yeah, it's going to go right at the end of the episode.